This telecast is brought to you by the country companies and their more than 900 agents throughout Illinois. You've got the country behind you. Case IH and your Case IH dealer. The Illinois Pork Producers Association. The 10,000 pork producers in Illinois encourage you to try the new lean, nutritious pork, the other white meat. The American Dairy Association of Illinois, your local dairy farmer delivering to you their very best every day. And by the Illinois Beef Council. Beef, real food for real people.
Live from the Assembly Hall in Champaign-Urbana, it's that time again. Time for March Madness, as 8 of the top 12 rated teams are here. Here for the drama of the 1988 Boys Class A State Basketball Championships. Hello again, everybody. I'm Frank Bassoni, and welcome to this great tournament. 468 teams started in Class A this season. 8 remain, the Elite 8, and they include numbers 1, 2, and 3 in the state of Illinois. In our first quarterfinal matchup today, Game 1, the Panthers of Pana, 25-3, challenge the Beardstown Tigers, 26-4. Then it's the Cardinals of Foreston, 28-2, trying to outfly the Eagles of St. Elmo, 29-2. And now for more on our first game. Here are my colleagues, Art Kimball and Coach Ed Butkovich.
Thank you very much, Frank, and a very pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Assembly Hall, another great Class A State Boys Basketball Tournament. Ed, good to be working with you again.
That's a place to be here in March, isn't it?
Absolutely, and we should have a great one. There's not an odds-on favorite this year, is there?
Well, I don't know if there's an odds-on favorite. I think everybody's looking to the lower bracket, but
right.
I think these two teams right here are capable of winning it. We've got a good matchup. They're similar teams in style to play, and I think it's going to be a great afternoon.
Beardstown has been here before. Last year, the fourth-place finisher.
Last year it's good. They've got the experience. They come back, and maybe they can do the whole thing this year.
Well, we'll see what happens in Pana. First time they've ever played in the Assembly Hall in the state tournament.
Well, no, I think they've been here before. I think they were here in about 7 or 8 years ago. I'm not positive.
Sweet 16, but not the Assembly Hall, I don't believe.
Well, I think we'd have to look at right now.
Well, we're going to be in trouble right off the bat, aren't we?
I know we are.
What about the rest of the field overall? It's not a particularly big field physically.
Well, there's not a lot of big guys, but I think there are some good rebounders in the tournament, some awful good scorers, and I think three-point play is going to come into effect this year. We're going to enjoy it, I believe.
I think we are, too. One of your network sponsors is American Dairy Association of Illinois. The coach of the Pana Panthers. Good to be here, huh, Charlie?
Yes, it is, Horace.
This, of course, is the culmination, this in capsule form. What's been the key for your club this year?
I guess dedication to the game during the off-season over the past 3 years. I think we're fundamentally sound, and I hope the team continues to play good defense like they have all year.
Clear up one thing between Ed Butkovich and I. This is your first appearance in the Assembly Hall per se, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You've been in the Sweet 16, however.
Yes, we was in the 16 2 years ago, Sweet 16.
Beardstown has to concern you. They got some size, not a lot, but enough.
Yes, they got a lot of size, and of course they were here last year.
Your super sectional victory was a big one, a key ball game certainly to get here, but you were no better than even going into that one, were you?
Tusco was ranked a little above us, and they certainly had a good ball club, very quick, a very aggressive ball club, and they played an outstanding ball game against us.
This tournament's going to be a battle of quickness, it would appear.
Yes, it does look like there'll be a lot of quick teams up there.
Charlie, good luck to you.
Thanks a lot, Art.
Charlie Strasburger, the coach of the Pana Panthers. What a year they've had, and let's get Bob Hembrow squared away here. Second year in a row for you, Bob. Good to see you.
Well, we're glad to be back. Normal, I guess, but we're really happy to be back.
Your Beardstown club didn't get a lot of ballyhoo this year, but you're used to that.
Yeah, we didn't start out too well. We were 5-3 at one point in the season, and had been beaten bad a couple times. We just didn't play well early.
The obvious question for our statewide audience, the comparison with the club of a year ago.
Well, you know, I don't get around much. I kind of stick around home pretty close. We had some real good teams in our area. I tell you, Pittsfield had an outstanding team, and I'm sure Pinckneyville and Watsika, I know Pana's outstanding, so there's good teams every year in Illinois.
Well, you got that winning tradition. That means a great deal, doesn't it?
Well, we try to win. We don't always, but we sure try every time.
What about Pana?
We didn't get a scout them. I didn't. As far as I know, you know, they have an outstanding team, outstanding shooters, really a good bunch of kids.
Bob, good luck to you. Good to see you here again.
Thank you very much.
Bob Hembrough, the skipper of Beardstown, and one of your network sponsors is Country Companies.
This is the place to be. It's March Madness in Illinois. And good afternoon, everybody. I'm Frank Bissoni. Welcome to the IHSA Boys Class A Tournament, the Elite Eight. In our first game today, the Pana Panthers are 25-3, who eliminated Tuscola in the Decatur Super Sectional, face the Beardstown Tigers, who are playing an encore performance here. They're 25-4 and took out Pittsfield at the Macomb Super. Beardstown coached by Bob Hembrough and Pana coached by Charles Strasburger. Beardstown, of course, from Cass County, and Pana from Christian County. We'll talk about these teams, but first, let's meet the players and coaches. Steve Adams. Just moments away now from our national anthem, Bill Olson singing.
1, 2. Present, odds, and 1, 2, 3, 4. The band from Flora.
Introducing the head coach in his 14th season, Bob Hembrough. And now the assistant coaches, Mike Lewis and Gary Dalpiaz. And now the players. Number 15, a 5'7" junior, Pat Patterson. Number 20, a 5'7" senior, Jeff Schultz. Number 22, a 5'9" junior, Jason Bruckschmidt. Number 23, a 6-foot senior, Rob Newenham. Number 41, a 6'1" senior, Sean Hembrough. Number 42, a 6'2" junior, Larry Moore. And number 44, a 6'5" junior, Chris Kramblit. And now the starting lineup. At one forward, a 6'2" senior, 25, Chris Fritz.
He averages 8 points and 5 rebounds a game.
At the other forward, a 6'4" senior, number 40, Rob Force.
Averaging over 9 points per contest.
At center, a 6'5" senior, 45, Terry Morrow.
A horse with a game at 245 pounds.
At one guard, a 6'5" junior, number 32, Joe Hamilton.
Shoot the three, averaging 13.5.
And at the other guard, a 6'3" senior, 43, Scott Vermillion.
10 in the Super, 6 on the season.
Those are the Tigers of Beardstown High School. And now let's meet the Panthers of Pana High School, entering this game with a record of 25 wins and 3 losses. First, the head coach of Pana High School in his 3rd season, Charles Strasburger. The assistant coaches of Pana, Mike Bender, Brad Byers, and Harry Curtis. And now the players. Number 12, a 5'11 sophomore, Gary Tidwell. Number 20, a 5'8 junior, Travis Sims. Number 22, a 5'10 sophomore, Todd Holthouse. Number 34, a 6'1 sophomore, Jeff Mysick. Number 42, a 5'11 junior, Jeff Curtis. Number 44, a 5'11 senior, Dave Woolard. And number 52, a 6'3 sophomore, Dave Eddy. And now the starting lineup. At 1 forward, a 6'3 senior, number 40, Kevin Mysick.
Mysick shoots 61% field goal on the season.
At the other forward, a 6'2 senior, 24, Doug Moss.
A good rebounder, averaging over 6 boards a game.
At center, a 6'4 junior, number 50, Greg Pullman.
Strong at 210, 7 points a game.
At one guard, a 6'1 senior, number 14, Mark Heaton.
Heaton with 18 in the super sectional.
And at the other guard, a 6'4 senior, number 30, Tom Funneman.
An all-stater averaging 17.5 points a game.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Panthers of Pana High School. And now, the officials for this first quarterfinal game, Bill Spriggs of Kankakee and Rick Preston of Moments.
We'll be back with our first game in a moment. One of your network sponsors is Case IH. The fans are ready, and so are we. I'm Frank Bassoni, along with Coach Ed Butkovich, along with Art Kimball and Jim Albrecht, all here at the Assembly Hall.
Frank, before we get going, just to set the record straight, Ed Butkovich was right. Pana was here in the Assembly Hall in '81. They lost in the quarterfinals under Coach John Blackburn.
Thank you, Art. I'll take that Coke after the game.
Okay.
Beardstown is in the orange. They're trimmed in black. They're an independent. Last year they were 4th in the state. Pana, Mid-State Conference, royal blue and white. And with the ball is Pana. Mark Heaton starts, and you'll watch Beardstown. They will probably play a zone defense to start. On the low block, Pullman missed. Mysick rebounds and scores.
That's Pana's trademark. Strong on the boards. Get that offensive rebound and put it in. You're going to see some banging on the boards in this game.
Kevin Mysick, number 40, a 6'3 senior, knocked in the first deuce. This is Joe Hamilton, and he can shoot it out there. Terry Morrow likes to roam the baseline. 40 is Rob Force. Morrow comes outside. He was here last year with a shot. No. Pullman at 6'4", rebounding inside. Pana on the move. Pana in white.
They will push it up.
Pana's 25 and 3 on the season. Heaton and Funneman, their guards, their big scorers. Heaton is 14. 24 is Doug Moss there.
The guards take the ball to the hole pretty good. They're good drivers.
Funneman is 6'4" and an all-stater. Likes to penetrate. Heaton on the baseline, double team. Look at the defense, coach, by Beardstown.
Good ball. Good job.
Heaton outside, yes.
Good outside shooter. He can put it up.
Pana's got the early momentum for zip, and remember, we have the three-point shot this season.
Look for Heaton to go inside, too, on offense. He's a good low-post player.
Morrow comes out off the block, and Joe Hamilton's on the baseline. Hamilton's a guard, but he's 6'5". He can see over. Inside Force. Puts it home.
Good move. Good pass.
Rob Force at 6'4". He was ineligible the second semester last year, but he started earlier, and again, this was extended pressure.
Looks like a 2-2-1 right there that time.
Moss comes out to help. Skip pass, Funneman. Set shot. Funneman missed the three. Hamilton snapped the rebound out of the air. 4-2 Pana. 6 minutes and 5 seconds to go. The first quarterfinal. Floreston and St. Elmo will follow. Fritz has the ball tipped away. Vermillion. Nice hustle on the rebound. Pullman got it.
2 rebounds for him. Went a long way after that one, though.
the son of the principal. Heaton fires. 4 points for Mark Heaton, and Pana leads by that many.
Took his ball off there, went to the hole right there off the side of the key and put that good jumper in. I say the guards can penetrate real well.
Let's see what Payne's doing defensively.
Looks like they're in a 1-2-2 or maybe a 3-2 zone right there.
We'll see if Hamilton, 32, and Vermillion shoot over it. Morrow is free from 15. Nice board, Fritz once. Hamilton has it in the paint. And Pana comes out with the ball as Tom Funneman gives to Mark Heaton. Beardstown sets up. It's a zone. 2-3 set, essentially. Funneman's open. Wide open for 3. Missed. Funneman's tried 2 threes. He'll try another. Ball tipped away by Beardstown. The Tigers are a team with something to prove, and it's to themselves. That's Bob Hembrow, and he thinks they could have done better than 4th last year. He'd like to do better than that this year.
A lot of people would like to have 4th.
460-something. Heaton's open. Bang.
Right now, that looks like his favorite shot.
He averages 16, and he's got 6. 4:43 to play, first quarter. Pana by 6. Beardstown needs a deuce here. There's a pass that Force tries to track down and can't. And Pana has the ball and the lead.
This is the best start that Payne's had in the last 2 or 3 ball games.
And Beardstown knows it and wants to stop the action. We'll be back at the Assembly Hall. One of your network sponsors is Illinois Pork Producers. Pana's Panthers off to a lead. They average 67 points a game. Their opponents 52. Beardstown averages 61 a game. Their opponents only 47. But Pana has the ball and the lead.
In the sectional, Pana was behind 10 points in the first quarter in both games. The sectional.
And they got Gary Tidwell off the bench early, but not yet in this one. But watch that happen. Nice pass inside Fritz. And the rebound comes off to Tom Funneman. Pana's got the bit in their mouth, you can tell.
They can't afford to miss those easy shots in there. Beardstown's got to get one down right here now.
2 turnovers on Pana in a row gives Beardstown the ball back. And, you know, the Assembly Hall experience that Beardstown hasn't shown in the early going yet.
Not yet. It may.
Inside, Terry Morrow fakes and steps in and has the ball slapped away from him.
Had the right idea, but you see that guy slip down from that weak side on defense, and he caused that ball to go out of bounds. Good defensive play on Pana's part.
His coach, Morrow's coach, says when there's big crowds, he wants the ball every time. Well, the big crowd's here. There's Hamilton missing. Is he going to get it?
Yeah.
Joe Hamilton at 6'5", just a junior. Fritz steps in and is held on the move. The foul is on Greg Pullman, number 50.
First foul of the ball game at the 3:48 mark in the first quarter.
And it hasn't been anything short of physical either. Nice pass inside, taken away by Funneman. Quick hands by Tom Funneman. Heaton, the point guard there, number 14. His dad is Barry. He coached Pana from 67 to 72. He's the principal. Heaton fires and follows. Steps in. Long rebound to the Tigers.
Heaton did a good job of following his shot there. He wasn't blocked out on the side. He just went to the boards. He got the rebound, and of course, again, they lost it. But
Beardstown's been cold. Looks for the basket. That's Scott Vermillion at 6'3", with Hamilton 6'5" outside. They go 6'4", 6'5", 6'3" inside.
overall, Pana's got good size.
Foul line pop. Around and out, and Doug Moss for the nose for the ball. Pana hurries, Funneman right. He loaded up but didn't. Now Funneman chases the baseline, and there's a penetration by Heaton we were talking about.
Good block by Joe Hamilton, though.
Using the side.
All over a 6'5" guy out there sometimes.
Bob Hembrow says we're known for watermelons, catfish, duck hunting, and basketball. Inside.
Great pass by Hamilton.
Rob Force got it down.
And then this ball, they were noted for the strike.
That's right. 8-4 game, 2:23. First quarter of play. Funneman tipped up and in, and Terry Morrow actually hit it in.
I think Merrill scored that bucket, didn't he?
Terry Morrow knocked it in with his left hand of Beardstown in the Pana basket. One of the Pana players will get credit for it.
Unfortunately.
Terrible break for Beardstown, but Pana smiling. Hamilton outside, snaps the ball, down low to force, missed.
Great pass.
Steps in again, missed 2 layups. Morrow rebounds and he was held.
I think they got that to Pullman, I believe.
Fortunate they had that last foul because I think they had a bucket there. Should have made the first one. Great pass by Hamilton again.
Kevin Mysick. Coach, let's see if we can see Terry Morrow.
Stiff end. Looks like he's blocked out pretty good on that side. The guy's got to... Just unfortunately, he could only get the left hand on it. They had to tip it in.
For Pana, Greg Pullman is out. Gary Tidwell, 12, their super sub, is in.
Must have given the field goal to Mysick. Not Pullman.
Field goal to Mysick.
Well, that's bound to be like that.
Yeah.
Hamilton's outside. There's a 3. He missed it.
Air ball.
Early in the season, Beardstown had 16 3 tries in one game, only made 1. They said then, Bob Hembrow said, we went away from our 3 game. Beardstown shooting 2 for 12 in the early going.
Not a very good start. Good inside move. Great pass.
Mysick stepped in and scored, and Pana has barged to a 12-4 lead. Kevin Mysick with that, too.
Was that Moss assist on that, I think? Great pass.
Morrow's pulled out away from the basket to Chris Fritz. Beardstown looks uncomfortable against Pana's defense. Morrow, this is a team with Assembly Hall experience and could put a run together. They go to Vermillion, low down. They're a little short with their shots.
See, the point man went all the way in there and got that rebound. Funneman's playing a point on defense, and he went in on that rebound and got it. They go at the boards extremely well. Charles knows for the ball.
That was Strasburger calling out the defense. Looks like a man-to-man.
Looks like they're going to hold for one shot here.
33 seconds. Funneman with the basketball. He's an all-stater. He had 19 in the super sectional win. Pana with an 8-point lead, and there's the clock. First quarter. They'd like one shot. They'd like a 10-point lead. Mark Heaton. Beardstown in orange comes out. Double team the ball.
Funneman coming around the screen.
Funneman moves with 5, shoots with 4, missed. Morrow rebounds with 3. Can Beardstown get a shot off? No. At the end of one quarter at the Assembly Hall at the boys Class A, Pana in the lead over Beardstown. One of your network sponsors, the American Dairy Association of Illinois. Pana from South Central Illinois, their 3rd Class A appearance in the Sweet 16, their 4th all-time. They're located south of Decatur, have just had a quarter that's given them a sip of vintage confidence.
Very, very impressive this first quarter. I think rebounding and defense has been a real factor in this first quarter for Pana.
Field goals 2 for 13, Beardstown 15%, Pana 6-14, 43%. And Pana with the ball in white. Pana pushes it up, and that's Gary Tidwell, number 12, a 5'11 sophomore. He had 25 points in the super sectional, including 16 of 17 free throws.
Very cool for a sophomore. In a tough situation. He can't put the three-pointer up.
He looked at it there. Now he penetrates. He's inside. Gary Tidwell makes it 14-4 Pana.
Good fake. He gave a ball fake on that and went up for that jump shot. Great move.
Well, you were here in 76 and 84. You'd like to have a player like that sitting alongside you.
You always like to have one like that.
Terry Morrow is outside with on the left wing, now goes into the middle. Remember, he's 6'5 and about 240. There he is there. He's got about a 5-footer. Still can't get it. He steps in this time and missed again. But it's a 2-shot foul on Pana. And Beardstown will try to cash at the foul line. They only scored 2 in the early going.
Early in the ball game, Beardstown did get it inside. They didn't score. They've got to get those. They had the opportunities early. They didn't drop for them. Need these free throws.
Morrow, a 69% foul shooter.
Beardstown has been held to 2 field goals in the entire ball game. They're fortunate to be as close as they are, really. Defenses bail them out.
They were 3 down with 17 seconds to go in their sectional game, and they pulled out a win at the Super against Macomb in front of nearly 5,000 there. It's 6 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the first half. The defense by Beardstown looks man-to-man now. Tidwell, a three. He missed. The rebound inside is missed. Doug Moss grabbed it, and a foul this time on the Tigers of Beardstown.
2 offensive rebounds again. Beardstown might have a little size on them, but I tell you what, that Pana ball club really goes to boards. Great timing.
Pana has lost to Breeze Mater Dei, Jerseyville, and Brooklyn Lovejoy by a total of 7 points. Their 3 losses. Funneman, a three. Bang! The first three.
How about a 23-footer?
A three in any league. He's 1 out of 3 from the range, and it was a quick 17-5 advantage now for the Panthers. Beardstown punches it into Vermillion, whose layup won't go. Rebound is up and missed by Chris Cramblett, and Cramblett, 6'5" junior, with a great house on hand here at Butkovich, enjoying the first game.
They're enjoying it. The Pana people are enjoying it. Beardstown's not enjoying it right now, but Beardstown got 2 offensive rebounds again and couldn't put it up and then end up with a foul.
Really a frustrating experience early for the Tigers. This is Tidwell, but there's a long way to play.
Long way to go, but I know they'd like to start all over again.
Tidwell.
Get one down here. It's going to be tough for them.
Tidwell and Funneman come outside. Heaton's on the wing right. Funneman, another three. This one way short. And the rebound of Vermillion of the Tigers. Beardstown needs 4 or 5 hoops here.
They're going to have to strengthen up their defense there. They've been playing pretty good defense. Their offense has just sputtered here.
Vermillion finds Cramblett open. He missed it, and the reserve this is his first shot. Chris Cramblett, 6'5" junior, and a foul on the Tigers.
Second foul on Terry Morrow over the back.
I hope they don't start picking up fouls, just frustration, because that's what's going to happen with this. They're down a little bit right now. They've got to get perked up.
They've shot 46% for the season from the field goal on the year, and you would think that pretty soon they'll get untracked in that category.
And I'm sure they will.
Tidwell's outside. Look at Beardstown sink back, but they had to pay on Funneman's three. Tidwell, the sophomore, out the top. Heaton now. Tidwell three. Vermillion has gone inside and gotten a pair of boards. Pana 17 and Beardstown 5 at the 5-minute mark in the first half. Joe Hamilton can score, and he sings the ball inside. And Rob Force was blocked and fouled.
Great pass by Hamilton again. Tell you what, he's going to make somebody an outstanding point guard in college.
And that's another season in high school to come.
Yes, it is.
May not be important now, and maybe later, gentlemen. Heaton has picked up his second foul.
He's a key player for Pana, no question. Force, the left-hander, puts it in. Watch how Hamilton sees over the zone.
At 6'5", he's got that. You know, it goes up, nice pass. There it is. Beautiful.
And a pair of free throws by Rob Force pulls Beardstown within 10.
That's the 3rd or 4th pass that Hamilton's made down inside through that defense. Great pair of eyes.
Coach Strasburger is coaching Kentucky and at the college level before coaching in Illinois at Macon, now at Pana. Tidwell goes by Morrow on the right. Beardstown covers up. Heaton on the right wing, and Tidwell exchange outside. The guards still penetrate. Skip pass nearly stolen. Funneman, a three. Boom.
Doesn't that bring the Pana crowd up? Oh, Lord. 20-7.
Funneman, a 17.5-point per game guy, is 2 out of 5 from the three-point range. Morrow, a three. That's out of his range, and the rebound off Cramblett, and then off Funneman out of bounds to Beardstown.
I know that you know, Frank, but I'm sure that you do that Tidwell is a stepson of Gerald Strasburger. And Charlie's mother is up from Kentucky this week, so she's enjoying her first state tournament in Illinois, I know.
Charlie played basketball at Western Kentucky. Beardstown shooting 2 of 21, make it 3 of 21 as Joe Hamilton hit. Unbelievably chilly game. They're only down by 11. They're still in it.
Only 4 minutes to go and a half, and they've only got 9 points, but a player can bring him back. Hamilton can. He's brought him back this year.
Funneman lobs into the block. Moss is held down there, and the ball's knocked out of bounds, and I think it was a break for Beardstown. They didn't get called for a foul on that one. Bob Hembrow looks on. In 14 years at the Tigers, he's won 278 games.
Pana's been noted for their special plays on out of bounds. Right here is one that they go to.
Funneman's a good guy to go to.
They line up 3 guys along the free throw line and put Funneman on the opposite side, and they pop him to the corner to make that pass out there. Most of the time, to get a 3-pointer. That time, just a 2.
A 6'4" guard, very versatile player, and a great one.
But as you notice, when he went up, the guy was right in his face, and he went right up in him.
He squares right up. Bang.
One of the fellows along the line here said where Funneman shoots him from, they ought to count him 4 instead of 3.
Vermillion kicks the ball around the zone into Cramblett. Chris Cramblett, a transfer from Quincy, knocked it in.
He's been coming off the bench the last 8 or 10 ball games. Has been doing an excellent job for Beardstown.
He had 11 in the Super. It's an 11-point game at 3:10 to play, first half. Frank Bassoni, along with Coach Ed Butkovich, Art Kimball, and Jim Albrecht. Funneman again, missed a 3. Good rebound by Cramblett at 6'5". Now Hamilton, and Beardstown likes the pace a little slower than Pana in the early part of the game. Fritz.
Good pass by Fritz.
Fritz now goes to the block. Good defense by Funneman, tipping it away.
Funneman's all over the place.
He's a senior. He had 19 points in the super sectional. There's timeout on the court with Pana in the lead by 11. We're back in a moment. One of your network sponsors is Country Company. The Pana Panthers, who eliminated Tuscola to get here, 73-67, have the second quarter advantage over Beardstown by 11. Coach, what do you tell your Tigers if you're a Beardstown?
They still have to be patient. Can't afford that.
Tidwell, at 15 years old, stepped in front of the pass, goes all the way down, and is fouled.
He drew that foul. You see, he stopped, give that little ball fake, got the guy in the air, and then went up into him. Excellent play.
Charles Strasburger enjoyed that.
Great interception right here. Puts the ball behind his back. Look at that. Great move.
This is the stepson of the coach. Averages 8.4 points a game and 81% foul shooter. Does that indicate practice?
Not bad for a sophomore. Not bad for anybody.
Shane Hembrow, nephew of the coach, comes on for the Tigers, 6'1" senior.
One shot, gentlemen.
Beardstown looking for that right combination. Both have good followings in the Assembly Hall, as you might expect. Tidwell, a pair.
Their ball club. Pana really follows their ball club.
4 for Tidwell. Hamilton puts it in gear to the right. His pass knocked away by Funneman and picked off by the Panthers.
Long arms of Funneman again. He's 6'3". Last time Pana went into a 2-3 zone.
4th turnover on Beardstown, and I wonder if Hamilton will look to shoot a little more. Heaton. Funneman's wide open for the 3.
Well, he's going to put it up there.
Running rebound to Rob Force. And the Tigers take a glance at the board with 2:05. It's 24-11 Pana. Beardstown, in one of their coldest games of the season, has another one picked away. This one by Kevin Mysick.
They tried to force that one in there.
Mysick anticipated it. Tidwell has it. Panthers a step quicker.
Right now they are. Their hands are active out there.
Funneman matched up with Vermillion, 6'4" and 6'3", backs in.
They haven't done it yet, but sometimes they run a little 3-guard weave out there sometimes.
Minute and a half, first half. Heaton gets between 2 players and is fouled. Heaton forced that a little bit and got the first one. It's a 2-shot foul, too.
But there was that penetration again. They've got Beardstown playing man-to-man, and right now they can dictate what they want to do offensively. Beardstown's having a tough time because they're just a little bit slower. They have to play man-to-man. And being behind this much in the game, they have to go to that defense.
Heaton shoots free throws at 69%. He has 7 points in the game. Mark Heaton with another. A miss and a whistle immediately. A lane violation. It was on Shane Hembrow, I believe, and that's a substitute throw for Pana.
A lane violation against Tuscola in the sectional might have been a turning point in the ball game. After Tuscola went ahead, they missed a free throw and had a lane violation, and the player made the next two for Pana to put them 1 point back up.
Hamilton calls the play. Chris Cramlett is 44 on the right. Here's the ball loose.
Pana was in a little matchup that last time.
Pana likes to change their defense.
Yes, they do. Charlie does an excellent job there.
Hamilton penetrates, goes inside. Hembro missed. Rebound Mysick. Point blank layups. They're just not going down for the Tigers, and Pana knows it. They're going to take a little clock.
Unfortunately for Beardstown, everything is going wrong, and for Pana right now, everything's going right.
You notice Futterman savvy there, looked over at the bench immediately. So what do you want, Coach? Under the minute mark?
Pressure by the Beardstown Tigers, double teaming the ball. Half a minute, first half. Pana in command with the ball. They'd like one shot, and they'll be all smiles at halftime. And the Tigers of Beardstown will have some work to do. Tidwell way away from the basket. We're under 15 seconds. Funneman, the money man with the shooting. Double teamed with 8. Tidwell fires a 3. Rebound tip by Moss. Next rebound, Mysick inside, and a foul on the Tigers at 3 seconds.
When Tidwell went up for the shot, Funneman went for the rebound. Moss was in there for the rebound, and Mysick was in there for the rebound.
Travis Sims comes on as you look.
There he goes again. He goes up strong right now.
Mysick.
Yeah.
Heaton with 2 fouls. Good coaching move. They take him out with 3 seconds left in the half. No risk of taking number 3.
Travis Sims comes in, a 5'8 junior, number 20. This is Mysick, and he missed. That's 3 misses in a row by Pana at the foul line. 6 points from Mysick.
You know, there was a minute ago he tried to get Heaton out, but he missed that second free throw. He would have been out then. Charles does an excellent job on the bench.
Mysick stabs it in. 3 seconds for Beardstown to try to throw at the link.
Pana come a little bit of pressure here.
There's Hembro from half court, and there's their last attempt of the first half, which was a bad one for Beardstown, as Pana's Panthers have a big lead at 26-11. We'll come back at the Assembly Hall. One of your network sponsors is Case IH. The band from Flora entertains at the Assembly Hall, and Frank Bassoni along with Ed Butkovich. Let's get it right, huh, Coach?
That's pretty
back
close.
At the Assembly Hall, where Pana is in the lead 26-11 at the half, and everything went Pana's way. The three-point shooting, the inside game, the whole works, and it's just been a tough afternoon for the Beardstown Tigers, who are in an encore performance here and are having a tough time getting the lid off.
Well, I don't know. It's going to be awful tough to come back. I'm sure that they've had some ball games they've been down this year. We know that they were down 3 with 17 seconds, but they're down 15, and it's awful tough, and they've got to get the lid off the bucket. I think they played well. I think they've passed the ball inside good. They've made some bad passes, but they got the ball inside. They could not score when they got it in there, and that's the tough part about this game. You've got to do it when the opportunity arises.
Is Beardstown quick enough to come back, because they'll probably have to extend pressure now on the full court, and they have foot speed to do that?
Well, they're a big team. I'm sure that they've had to press before, and they can press. That's not their game, but they're going to have to try to do something, and they're going to have to pick up the tempo in it, and they're going to have to take every opportunity they have. They're going to have to convert. Every time down the floor, they're going to have to do something positive.
Their offense didn't break down entirely because they got a lot of layups. They just couldn't knock them in.
Well, I thought they did a good job. You know, you hold a team at 26 points, you've done a pretty decent job in the first half, but their offense is not going to let their defense look good.
And the guards for Pana Panthers have had their way. Funneman has 8 points, including a couple of three-pointers. We're going to come back at the Assembly Hall with more, but now let's pause for these messages.
Back at Assembly Hall, I'm Jim Albrecht, and one of the principal reasons that Pana is leading here in the first half was a good start by Mark Heaton, the son of the principal of Pana High School, and I know that as a father watching the game, you're kind of twisted up inside, but he got him off to a good start by hitting 3 shots, and then Beardstown missed a lot of cripples inside.
That's certainly true, and I was glad to see Pana get off to a good start because as of late they've been a little tight in the early going, and it seemed like they weren't awed by the Assembly Hall today, and they got off to a good start.
Well, the name Barry Heaton has had a lot of titles behind it. Right now, of course, you are the principal of Pana High School. You've been a coach there. You've been a player there. You're soon to be the superintendent there. Is there any other titles you can have before this is all over?
Well, that sounds like enough to me, but yeah, I've been principal there, and am going to be the superintendent come July, and I coached there when I first came to Pana, and I didn't play there, however. I'm a native of Jacksonville, Illinois.
What about the basketball program? I know this is the first visit to the Elite Eight in 30 years. Made it to the Sweet 16 not too long ago. What does that mean not only to yourself and your son and the team, but to the people in the town?
Our community is fantastic in support of the team, and you know, they've just supported the team all year long. Actually, we were here in '81. John Blackburn's team in '81 made it up here to the Elite Eight, so this is our second appearance in this decade, and we're real happy and real proud of the team and of Coach Strasburger.
I know the coach would have a lot of reasons for his success, but watching it from the outside as you do, what are the keys to success to this Pana team? I know the defense, it seems to start there.
Actually, I think our defense is real strong. In my opinion, the key to the success of this team is the fact that they play as a team. We don't have any superstars on our team, but they work well together, and all year long they're very unselfish, and one night one boy will be hot, and the next night somebody else, and they really are unselfish, and I think that's been the key to our success all year long.
How has the town responded to the success? I know many times the town is behind its team no matter how it falls, but how's it going now?
I think fantastically. We've always had good support in Pana. We're real proud of our fans. We think we've got some of the best fans in the state, and they support our team, and they have supported our team all along, whether we've been winning or losing. We've got real good support in Pana.
Now, Barry, I know you've been a former coach. You've got a lead now at halftime. If you were the coach now, you know that Beardstown's, at least you get a gut feeling, they're not going to play as badly as they did in the first half. So what do you think the coach is in there telling the kids right now?
I think he's going to try to probably keep pressure on them, and I don't think he'll lay back. I don't think he'll try to hold the ball up. I think he'll just keep trying to run the offense and make our boys understand that they need to play the tough defense, and I'm sure he's going to remind them that Beardstown is a better ball club than they've shown this first half, and that they are capable of coming right back at us.
Well, Barry, good luck in your new job, and good luck now as a fan of Pana High School.
Thank you very much. It's been a privilege.
That is Barry Heaton, the principal of Pana High School. We'll come back with more from Assembly Hall. One of your network sponsors is the American Dairy Association of Illinois.
The Beardstown Tigers are back on the court. They're down by 26-11 at halftime, and Rob Force had 6 points in the first half for the Tigers, then Hamilton and Cramblett with 2 each, and Morrow with 1, and that was the whole shot. Joe Hamilton is a 13.5 point per game scorer on the season, and Terry Morrow a 12-point, Force a 10. So Beardstown will have to get their shooting on track here in the second half, Coach.
Well, if they could get started right here and shut Pana down about 3 or 4 times, maybe they could get back into this thing. They've got to do it right. Maybe they can't do it quick. It just seems like they have to.
4 for 24, Beardstown 17%, 10 of 29, Pana 34. Free throws, 3 of 4 for Beardstown, 4 of 6 for Pana. Rebounding, twice as many for the Panthers, and turnovers, Beardstown has 5, only 2 for the Panthers. Your scoring leaders in the game, Mysick with 7, Heaton with 7, and Funneman 8. Balances Golden for Pana. Tidwell with 4 off the bench. Beardstown, as we mentioned, Force with 6. Morrow with only 1. Hamilton and Cramblett with a couple apiece.
Really, Pana hasn't shot outstanding from the field. I mean, just a normal game, but it's just offensive. Beardstown has broken down, and it just makes a bad start for them. Unfortunately for that, it happens sometimes up here. You hate to see something like that happen because they played great all year, and I just hope they can come back out in the second half and play a good ball game.
Beardstown shot 4 for 22. That's 18%. They averaged 46% from the floor on the season, and they were 0 for 3 from the three-point line. Pana shot 10 three-pointers in the first half. Surprised me a little bit. Funneman hit a pair of them.
Well, that's a lot of three-pointers for one half, but if you make a couple of them, you know, it's great.
10 for 25 for Pana. From the field, that's only 40%, but it's been good enough for a big advantage in the early going in the Assembly Hall. There's a big crowd here, the biggest, of course, any of these young men, except some of the closest of the crowd last year for Beardstown. But the Pana Panthers, they say, their coach says they have a reputation of giving 110%, and they were ready to play when the bell rang.
Well, they give 125% the first half, I think.
Mark Heaton at the guard, 14 with the ball as we start the second half of play.
First possession could be important for Pana here now.
That's one of the goals a lot of coaches have, score the first basket in each half. Funneman tries and does a three.
Is that discouraging or is that discouraging? Which one?
Outstanding player. And it's both. Shot out of the corner by Hamilton.
They come back and got the first one. That's a good sign for Beardstown.
29-13 in favor of Pana. A whole half of basketball to play at the Assembly Hall. Each side hit their first shot. Funneman runs. This is a man-to-man by the Tigers. Nice hands by Joe Hamilton punching the ball out of bounds.
I believe it's some kind of matchup defense right here. It looks like, Frank, I believe.
It's Bob Hembrow looking on. His team with a big uphill climb. Snap it into Heaton. And the rebound tapped away. Vermillion had some position and then lost it. And a foul.
He went to the boards, and that caused the other guy to come in and give him a foul. But Pana was going to the boards again.
Pana sends Mysick, Holman, and Moss along the baseline, and their guards are very active. Hamilton is at the top. Rob Force on the left. Hamilton a try. Rebound, Doug Moss. Not very tall, but a tough kid, a good rebounder.
He's always there.
Heaton with a stutter step. He goes all the way in for two.
Great penetration again. Made that little crossover dribble and went right in there.
9 for Mark Heaton. 31-13 Pana. Beardstown looks inside. They lob to Chris Fritz. The ball's still loose. Fritz has it. And a whistle. Jump ball. Possession arrow to Beardstown. Beardstown's lost to Chatham Glenwood, Springfield Calvary, Hamilton, and Pittsfield. Then they came back and beat Pittsfield a couple of times. There's Terry Morrow. They go to him. Force rebound, the left-hander. There's another rebound for Moss.
Another good shot. Only about 8-10 feet from the basket. It just didn't drop for him.
So Pana in command.
Travel.
Start to move to the basket. Heaton walked. Turnover number 3 on Pana. It's a very clean game by the Panthers, only 3 turnovers.
Both teams, that hasn't been a lot of fouling, although both are big and strong, but it's been a pretty clean played ball game.
Fritz tries to get open. Vermillion is, but doesn't take the shot. Morrow. It's on the right side. This is Hamilton. Nice rhythm jumper.
Good ball player.
6 for Hamilton. He's a finesse player, but he can shoot the lights out when he gets warmed up. There's your score. 5:40 to go. Beardstown's got a long way back. They're trying on defense now. This is Funneman, wing right. Look at him move.
Good one-on-one player.
They double team him. Swing the ball around the defense. It's a matchup. Inside it goes. Mysick steps in, banks it on.
Good low post player. Nice move to the basket. Strong move.
Mysick with 9. He turned the right direction, right into the lane, and smacked it off the window. Force is on the baseline. Morrow is fouled.
I want to say one thing about Charles Strasburg for just 1 second. When their team warms up, they have that in their warm-up drill, inside post play. They warm up by throwing the ball inside, and kids make the good inside moves on the face. All their players do those same moves.
Chris Kremblick came in for Beardstown, 44, 6'5" junior. And this is Terry Morrow, 6'5", and a senior. Morrow missed the free throw. He averages 11.5 points and nearly 8 rebounds a game.
They've kept him away from the inside. He's had to play a little bit outside, and he can't get inside to get him the ball. I know he's a good outside shooter, but he has to get inside to get some easy buckets for him.
Gary Tidwell back in for the Panthers, and there's Morrow with only 1.
Had an outstanding tournament up there last year.
Didn't he? 33-16 now with 5 minutes to play, third quarter. Frank Bissoni, along with Coach Ed Butkovich and Art Kimball. The Assembly Hall for the Class A. Forreston and St. Elmo are next. Tonight, number 1 meets number 2. Watsika will take on Pickneyville in our last game tonight. This is Funneman 3. Wow.
Awful close 3.
Pana
But it went in and
has whipsawed Beardstown now. A 20-point advantage at 4:30. So you can shoot with some confidence with a lead, too.
when you're behind like that and they put the 3 up there, it's awful discouraging.
You notice how much easier it is to shoot the three-pointer when you're ahead?
Bramlett gets the ball in the corner to Vermillion. Morrow turns. He goes all the way.
Good move.
Missed it. Inside rebound tapped away from Force to Pana.
They had their hands on it 2 or 3 times. They couldn't come up with it.
Funneman on the fly. Heaton with a pop. It's a 3. The foul's on Scott Vermillion, I think, against Beardstown.
On that last sequence, Stepson threw the ball cross court, then they come back on a reverse and got that 3-point shot. Good move.
3rd foul on Vermillion.
They lob in. Hamilton steals it. He's going to try to go all the way against Funneman. He missed. Force rebounds. And Vermillion rebounded and was fouled. And that's a look at what the game's been like for Beardstown. It won't go down.
All first half, the same thing. They get the 2nd effort, the 3rd effort, and they just can't drop.
They keep the ball. Just under 4 minutes to go, the 3rd quarter. Morrow didn't look to shoot outside. He goes to the block. Hamilton swirls away from his man.
Great pass. That's his shot.
Morrow missed.
Can't get it.
The Tigers stay freezing. And Tidwell comes down. He spotted the baseline open. He went in, found his man on the Moss for 2.
Beautiful pass. Beautiful pass. Exceptional teamwork. Kids really play well together.
And Bob Hemrow goes to the bench. Watch this play by the sophomore. Zip. And Moss is there. And he's going to try for 3. Great assist. 22. Jason Brockschmidt, 5'9" junior, in for the Tigers. And Vermillion goes out.
I don't think they can wait too much longer to go to full court. I think they're going to have to try something here.
Moss missed the free throw, and Brockschmidt in for a second, grabs the rebound.
They may come up with it, that last substitution.
Morrow. Beardstown would rather play a more patient game, and when they're way behind like they are, and when they're ice cold, they can't. Inside it goes, and the layup is down. Let's see, it doesn't count.
I believe he was fouled before he
Bramlett got it in.
Good pass by Hamilton again.
Doug Moss picked up the foul. One of the things Beardstown will have to remember is they won 29 games last year. They won 25 games again this year. Their program is solid. It's one of those days.
We've all been through it.
Funneman tips the ball out of bounds, and Beardstown keeps it.
It's unfortunate it happens down here.
This is Rob Force. Looks in.
That's what makes the game interesting in basketball.
You just never know. Brockschmidt tried a 3. Rebound is tipped out. Pana has it.
Very smart play by Funneman that time. He tipped the ball out to an area, and then both players went and got it. He knew that he couldn't get the rebound himself, so he just tipped it there.
Tidwell is rejected by Morrow. And now there's timeout on the court. 2:51 to go in the 3rd. We're at the Class A quarterfinals, and we'll be back. One of your network sponsors, the Illinois Pork Producers. Pana with the basketball and the commanding lead against Beardstown. Heaton with it.
Thought about that 3, though, didn't he?
Funneman tried it and got it.
But did you see what Heaton penetrated in and then kicked back outside? Just like it was set up.
It's 5 3-pointers for Funneman. And he's been a load in the game. They told us he was an all-stater coming into the tournament, and you can see why. He has 16.
He showed it so far this afternoon.
Beardstown has been in some low-scoring games. They only scored 45 in their first loss, but you look across their scores, and they've gotten 80s and 70s consistently all year long, and they're having this day. Here's Joe Hamilton, a 71% foul shooter. The touch won't go.
Pana again, excellent block out on the free throw.
Watch Funneman. He's got such good athletic ability. He's loose.
He's moving all over the floor. Heaton's moving all over the floor. With the coaches steps in there, it gives those two gentlemen a lot of freedom to move around offense. They don't have to handle the ball as much.
Of course, you're talking about the guards, Heaton and Funneman, and then Tidwell comes off the bench and he frees them up.
When Tidwell's in there, he handles the ball and lets those other two guys move around offensively. They'll be all over the floor. You watch them out there now.
Remember, this is a young man who's a sophomore at 25 in the Super, and Hamilton strips him. Gives it to Brockschmidt on the fly. Back to Hamilton. And the Tigers ran a fast break.
It was a good pass. It was a good foul, too. They kept him from scoring. Going to put him at the free throw line.
Fouls on Gary Tidwell, we were talking about. With 2:12 to go in the third quarter, Pana, and I know Charles Strasburg has to pinch himself, leads 41 to 16. Now there's timeout on the court. We're going to come back at the Assembly Hall. One of your network sponsors is Country Company. Joe Hamilton goes to the foul line for Beardstown. They were here a year ago. Last year's center, Matt O'Hara, who's grown now from 6'7" to 6'9", is playing at Culver Stockton. He's here visiting, is doing a good job there.
He's having a great year over there.
Free throw by Hamilton is good. Hamilton had the great honor of playing here as a sophomore, and he's back again. And, of course, he'll be on the hunt next year to make it 3 in a row.
Yes, O'Hara's picked up a lot of weight. He said he really worked hard on the heavy rope this past offseason and really got a lot stronger.
And a very good student. 2 points for Hamilton there. 41-18 now. Beardstown's lowest point total of the year, 45. Funneman handling the ball. Down to the 2-minute mark in the third quarter. Tidwell rolls around his man, sends it up. Hamilton spears it 3-on-2. The Tigers run. Brockschmidt on the move, put it up with the left hand and got called for traveling.
They're down that far, they can't afford any violation.
Two exceptional officials on this ball game. I've had the pleasure of seeing Spriggs and Preston work many times and do a great job.
Up ahead, that's Doug Moss, 24, free to Tidwell. What did one of them say, Art? There aren't any questionable calls when they were asking about if you have questionable calls, but
that's right. Both of them are in such great condition physically. Spriggs is this flies down the floor, and so does Preston. I'm amazed at how well they cover. I've seen them several times this year.
Oh, you can run with them. This is Brockschmidt, 3.
I can't run with Butkovich.
These guys. Both officials look like they're in excellent shape.
Beardstown putting on some pressure. They trail 41-21 at the 1:20 mark in the third, and now Pana may run a little clock here.
They may go for one.
Funneman turns away from his man. Beardstown gambling, trying to get to the ball, and a foul on Rob Force.
Unfortunately, Pana fumbled the ball, but it was on the floor, and Beardstown picked up a foul. That's how things have been happening for them all afternoon.
It's incredible the way teams can just go cold in this game, isn't it? Happens to every ball club. As Ed mentioned, you hope it doesn't happen down here.
Tidwell will send it in against Morrow. Heaton goes to the corner, and Moss comes outside. Funneman is free. It's a 3. Mysick rebounds, steps in and missed it. Hamilton rebounds and runs. 55 seconds in the third. Hamilton penetrates, pushed it all the way.
Coast to coast,
one end to the other. 10 points for Hamilton, who's answering the call. And a foul immediately on the Tigers with 48 seconds to go. Beardstown is clawing back to within 18. I know they'd like to get to 15 or under for the fourth. Watch Hamilton. Here's Joe in the open court.
Always got that head moving to see who's around him. Nice crossover move here. Great move.
Oh, sweet. And nice work with the cameras there. 41 for the Tigers, Sean Hembrough, 6'1" senior, checks in.
Oro's riding with 3 fouls, and they're going to make a run. They're going to need him in the fourth quarter.
Tidwell, just a great foul shooter. 3 out of 3.
All year.
He was 16 out of 17 in the Super, and he's over 80%.
In the Super, they tried to foul other people, but they never could get the other people to have the ball when they fouled it. And fortunately for Pana, he always had the ball.
Pana back in the lead by 20. The Panthers have been very impressive. Baseline. Blocked. Hembrow's shot was thrown away.
Look who blocked it. Funneman.
The long arm.
He's around the ball all the time.
He has been impressive here today, hasn't he?
Very.
The All-Stater, Funneman. Brock Schmidt tries a 3. Good rebound, Hamilton. His shot is blocked by Funneman.
Again.
He continues to be impressive here today.
As that song goes, this couldn't happen again.
He has those ropes for arms. Shot force outside. Rebound Funneman. Nearly a Pana player in the net. 25 seconds in the third. Funneman is triple teamed and held. He got in some big traffic back there, as Beardstown knows they have to put pressure on the ball. Foul is on Rob Force, 6'4" senior.
It may not happen on this free throw, but Funneman has a different rotation sometimes on his free throw, and his ball goes a little bit to the right sometimes. Like I said, it may not happen on this one, but in the sectional, he was shooting. He missed some close one-on-ones down the line against Springfield Calvary.
23, Rob Newenham checks in, 6'1" senior for Beardstown, and Force sits down.
Pana was 2 up in the sectional against Calvary with 17 seconds. Funneman makes a steal. Runs the clock down to 12. Then when they fouled him, he put the 2 in that iced the game for him.
Your area was very strong this year, wasn't it, Ed?
Had some good ball clubs.
Tuscola must have been a super team.
They were super. Real quick, strong.
Funneman missed.
And you won 20.
Very aggressive team. Tuscola was.
Third quarter has 19 seconds to go, and Pana leads by 21.
Butkovich won 20 this year, Frank. You know that?
Quietly.
Yeah.
Very quietly.
Great year.
Oh, great program. Down to 15 seconds. Take and go by Hembrough. Newenham has come in with Brock Schmidt and Hembrough to give the Tigers some speed.
He made a good move. Outstanding fake, went up, and the ball slipped right out of his hand.
10 seconds to go. Hamilton to Brock Schmidt. Shot is missed by Hembrough. Rebound to Pana. They throw it the other way. Funneman didn't know how much time. He thought there was a little less than there was. And Beardstown will throw it back the other direction.
You're allowed a mistake once in a while, aren't you?
I think that's his first in the 80s.
First in this quarter, I'll tell you that.
Hembrough lets it go, and that's the end of 3 quarters of play, with Pana in the lead over Beardstown in the first quarterfinal. We'll be back with the final 8 minutes. One of your network sponsors is Case IH. The band is from Flora. The Wolves are directed by Harry Penry, and they're visiting again in the Assembly Hall. The Pana Panthers, who haven't lost in 2 years at home, have been at home in the Assembly Hall the first 3 quarters, Ed Butkovich.
So far.
They start the fourth with the ball.
Beardstown picked up the pace the last quarter. Unfortunately, so did Pana.
It was 26-11 at the half. Then Pana went 18 points. Beardstown with 12 in the third quarter. Doug Moss for Pana is 24, and that's Funneman. He's been a big story in the game. Heaton stops and goes. Look at the triple team on the ball. Beardstown has Newenham, 23, and Brock Schmidt, 22. Along with Hembrough, all off the bench, trying to put pressure on the ball. Cramblett off the bench. They've got one starter in, Joe Hamilton. Heaton barges down the lane to the right and shoots.
Penetration again.
Strong
right
move.
Up in the defense's face. Put it in.
11.
Again, I said he penetrates very, very well.
Heaton with 11. Brock Schmidt on the move. Newenham had it snapped away from him.
2 block shots in a row there.
Heaton on the hunt. The distance and held.
Did a good job. Took it all the way again. Penetration.
Mark Heaton, 14. Funneman, 30. And Tidwell, 12. Very few high school teams are going to have 3 guards better than that.
I believe, I'm not positive about him, but I think he started ever since the second half of his sophomore year. And he's really been an outstanding player in their program down there.
At 6'1", he averages 6 rebounds a game, and Funneman averages nearly 7 rebounds a game. And so they're doing something other than shooting.
I hope he does it again, but the young players out there watching him, he had great follow-through on his last shot. I hope he keeps it up there again.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
A pair for Heaton.
Good wrist action, that right hand, good follow-through.
3 out of 4 free throwing for Heaton. Hamilton trying to answer. Brockschmidt tries a 3. Beardstown's got to go to their 3s now some.
Well, they're going to 3. You said earlier in the game they took 16 in one game. They're going to have to pick it up here, but I believe it's a little bit too late.
Payne is being pressured on the full court. Funneman has double team. He's out of trouble now and fumble the ball and dribble it. That's double dribble. 7 turnovers on Pana of that guy.
Frank, you might want to mention something here that I think it might be very, very important to people back in Beardstown.
Oh, yes. Rena Hembro, the young lady who's the daughter of Coach Bob Hembro, is the top point getter in the state for the Class A All-State team. Over here keeping the book for Beardstown. Father's got to be proud to have her along.
There again, that last interception was by Funneman again.
He's everywhere. Pana in white from the Mid-State Conference. Their enrollment of 495 are all here. Nice move by Heaton. He traveled.
But when he was traveling and fall out of bounds, he looked back in the court and was going to get ready to pass it to somebody.
For Beardstown, 15, Pat Patterson, a 5'7" junior, comes in. There's your bookkeeper.
There's Rena. Good picture. Thank you very much.
5'8" guard, averaged 16.5 points a game. Pat Patterson getting Assembly Hall experience, a junior. Beardstown, it's been a long afternoon, but it's been a great season. Hamilton fires. Rebounding foul on Shane Hembro over the back.
Very few teams can go back in their history and say they've been at the Assembly Hall 2 years in a row.
You know, that's interesting. They had 4 starters return from that team last year. They were 4th, of course. They were 29-5. Community located west of Springfield, and they've had a great following again at the Assembly Hall.
Charlie Strasburger said to me before the game, he said, at least we have the right colors down here, orange and blue, and it's worked out well for them.
They've felt at home, haven't they? Hamilton goes all the way in. Gives it to Cramblett. Nice save by the Tigers. Ooh, traveling nearly. Funneman picked it off anyway. 8 turnovers against Beardstown. Funneman's been in on several of them. He's got the ball. Well, he's a solid player. Tidwell, another one, punches it on the block to Heaton.
Watch it, Tidwell. Boy, every time he gets the ball, he puts it in a triple threat position. He's ready to drive. He's ready to pick that ball back up and shoot the jumper, or ready to kick it off.
And Pana needs credit from Mysick, Coleman, and Moss along the baseline, too. They've worked hard for position and done a good job as Heaton goes to the free throw line. And Beardstown is going to get Larry Moore, a 6'2" junior, off the bench. 190-pounder, and Cramblett will come out. Cramblett, a junior. I tell you, Beardstown's got some players next year back. Hamilton and Cramblett, just 2. Heaton touched it in.
That time Heaton drew the hand back a little bit too quick. The other 2 times he kept the ball up there. I hope he follows through a little bit better this time.
He's 4 out of 5 in the game from there.
There he kept it up there. Did you see
Great
that?
music.
Yeah. He did it that last time.
On the board for Pana. 23 for the Tigers. There's 6 minutes to go now in the game. Will be followed by Forreston against St. Elmo. Then tonight, Leno Winslow against Walther Lutheran and Watsika against Pinckneyville.
Another pickoff. Backside man on that zone. Picked it off again. Moss did a good job.
Tidwell finds Heaton along the baseline. He goes all the way in and got it.
I think both of those players are established themselves today here.
Newenham helps out in the back, and Hamilton brings it up. Heaton with 17 in the game. Here's Patterson's first try at 3. Rebound to Hembro, and now the Tigers lose it. Pana brings it.
I may be mistaken. I think the Heaton boy received a 4-team IBCA All-Star here just last evening.
Here he comes again, Mark Heaton.
Awful close. His foot was on the line, though.
It's a 2.
He's had an outstanding game.
And he had 18 in the Super. He's topped that with 19 now, under 5 minutes. Newenham is 23. Hembro 41 on the left. Here's a steal by Funneman. It's a clinic.
Oh, nice move.
Here comes Funneman.
I think he might have had designs on a stuff shot there, but he was a little bit off balance and still made a good layup.
That's 20 for Funneman.
That's 39 in their backcourt, and here comes Tom Funneman again. Up ahead to Moss, all the way for the layup. And Pana's roaring. Good teamwork. I think Funneman just signaled for the coach to take him out of the ball game. He's awful tired. He's played a great ball game. A 58-23 lead for Pana. Newenham, a 3 doesn't go. Rebound Moss. The Panthers are in the semifinals.
4 minutes in the fourth quarter, and they haven't scored the fourth quarter. Beardstown. Do you think that maybe the Pana players would all like to have this video in their video collection?
They're going to have it. I'll bet on that. There goes
copies of this, will they? Look at Charles.
Tom Funneman, the All-Stater.
Game like this could make a coach happy, can it?
A standing O.
Well, Charles dresses pretty good, doesn't he? He coaches are pretty resplendent down here.
Great pass.
Mysick tried it, and it was blocked by Moore. A nice entry by Tidwell with the ball. Charlie Strasburger from Western Kentucky University of 1969. And now Beardstown wants timeout with 3:57 to go in the game. We'll come back. Stay with us. One of your network sponsors, Illinois Pork Producers. The first semifinalist is settled there with 3:57 to go in the fourth as Pana will advance. Forreston 28-2 will play St. Elmo 27-2 next this afternoon, and then tonight Lena Winslow 26-3, Walther Lutheran 29-3, then number 2 Watseka against number 1 Pickneyville following it up. Kevin Mysick, a 62% foul shooter, knocks in the free throw, and the Panthers have a 59-23 advantage.
I believe they're going to pick up a little fouling here, aren't they?
That's 10 for Mysick. You bet they'll pick up some following. And Vermillion rebounds back in for the Tigers. So is Morrow back in. Fritz. This is Jeff Schultz in now. Fritz puts the ball on the floor. It goes out of his hands. And a whistle. That was Scott Vermillion you're looking at there. And a foul on Pana. It's on Gary Tidwell, his third. This will be Chris Fritz coming to the free throw line, the 6'2 senior. Good solid year, averaging 8 points and 5 rebounds.
You guys keep those elbows tucked in.
Ball club Pana kind of reminds a little bit of Chrisman, the way they move that ball around.
Hey, yeah, very similar. I just heard Bill Spriggs say, you guys keep those elbows tucked in on that free throw.
Rebound to Pullman for the Panthers.
In other words, he's saying, I'm watching you, fellas.
Dave Woolard is in for Pana, number 44, a 5'11 senior. So is Travis Sims there, number 20. Woolard is 44. Look at Tidwell go down the lane. Nice pass to Pullman. He's blocked, and a foul on the Tigers.
Travis come in the sectional game down there against Williamsville and had a real outstanding ball game. They were down 10 in the first half, in the first quarter, and he come in the ball game and give him a little spark. He had a 3-point goal against him. He played real well offensively. He played quite a bit down there in that first game of the sectional.
Pullman, number 50, hit a jumper to give his team a lead by 1 in the Super. They held that lead, and he missed that free throw. 6'4 junior. He's only 16 years old. Put that one down. Got his first point, and Pana's got 60. 60-24 with 3:20 to go in the game. Fritz for the Tigers of Beardstown. Schultz. He's number 20 right there. Morrow is outside. That's a long shot for Terry Morrow. 3-point range. Not good. Rebound loose on the floor. Bodies go down. It takes a while to get the Assembly Hall court cleaned up here. And Pana is going to get another couple of reserves in. 34 for the Panthers. Jeff Mysick, 6'1" sophomore, Kevin's brother, and there goes Kevin.
Played a great ball game. Good game. Good offensive boards, good defensive boards. Played a super game.
He's a tough kid, strong nose for the ball, good rebounder. Schultz enters the ball to Fritz, who missed. Tried to get it back. Pana has it picked off by Schultz, and Pana's got it. They send it up the court. Dave Woolard in trouble. Stolen. Rob Force for the Tigers. 2.5 on the clock. Shot outside by Schultz. Bank. 3.
Is that what they put the backboard up there for? Well, when you play horse, you got to call him.
Tidwell goes around his man. Off balance shot, knocked it in.
Right up in his face again. Good ball player.
Gary Tidwell. Tidwell with 8 in the game.
Another famous
27.
basketball name in Illinois. Remember Tidwell with Heron years and years and years ago?
Frank doesn't, but I do.
So do I. So does Frank.
There you go. Force missed. Rebound is loose, and Pullman forces it down. And a foul on Beardstown. Chris Fritz. There's a very happy Pana bench.
I don't blame him.
It's their 26th victory of the season.
When I first started in broadcasting in Illinois, Tidwell was the talk of Southern Illinois. Played for Lee Kabuti, didn't he, at Heron?
I think so.
For Pana 22, Todd Holthouse comes on, and Gary Tidwell goes out. Tidwell is all but a starter. He plays plenty of minutes, big scorer, great ball handler. This is Pullman.
I think he averaged something like 8 or 9 points a ball game for him this year.
Pullman missed.
I think he started playing after about the 5th or 6th ball game this year, quite a bit for Charles.
Fritz whips the ball inside to Moore. Larry Moore. And his first 2 at the Assembly Hall. Now a minute 35. Don't forget Beardstown and St. Elmo coming up next. 2 teams with only 4 losses between them. Woolard launched one. Fritz on the move is stripped.
Good steal.
Center court by Travis Sims, who is fouled. Foul is on Jeff Schultz.
Lest Frank confuse you, Beardstown does not have to play a doubleheader. Forreston will oppose St. Elmo in the next game.
Well, I think right now, I think Beardstown would like to play a doubleheader.
You bet. This is Fritz.
Good steal. Crossover dribble coming again. We didn't quite finish it.
5'8" junior. Missed the free throw.
He's going to put this one down. He wants to get in the book.
All right.
I know.
61% successful from there. Oh, yes.
Got the shooter's roll that time, didn't he?
And for Beardstown, Pat Patterson comes back. 5'7" junior. Pana in command. Have been since early. They set the 2-3 zone. Send it inside to Larry Moore. Doesn't get the roll. Fritz tries it.
Frustration on Fritz's face. Feel sorry for him.
Sims. And Woolard outside. Woolard tries to go inside as the ball tipped away from him. It's on the floor, nearly tied up, no whistle. Still none, and Moore comes out with it for the Beardstown Tigers. Under 50 seconds. It's been a tough, long, nightmarish afternoon for the Tigers, but a wonderful year for them and a return to the Assembly Hall in the Final 8. For Pana 52, Dave Eddy, a 6'3" sophomore, 15 years old, 6'3" and 190.
Their inability to score early inside when they missed those easy shots that just led to some frustration early. They just never were be able to regroup. They just never could regroup.
Sims went out. Now the reserves in for Pana. Holthouse outside. It's Woolard with him.
Nice pass.
Nice Nice rebound inside to Moore. 20 seconds, and Beardstown will take it down for one of the last few times here. Morrow goes behind the back and sends it home. 63-31, 8-7. The clock melts away. Beardstown with the ball will get another shot perhaps. Morrow is going to try it at the buzzer for three. Count it.
Unfortunately for Beardstown, Morrow probably saying to himself, I wish we could have done that just a little bit earlier to get off to a good start. But it didn't happen. My hat's off to Charlie Strasburger. My hat's off to Bob Medlow, too.
There they are. Strasburger on the left as Pana has advanced to the semifinals with a big 63-34 win. The Panthers 26-3 will play tomorrow. And there you see Beardstown, who goes out closing their season at 25-5. We'll be back at the Assembly Hall. Let's take time out for this message on the IHSA network. Be a shot clock in high school basketball that follows that three-pointer?
There has been some talk. I don't know. It might be a few years down the road, but the way the game went today, we didn't need a shot clock. Maybe in some games we might need one, but today we didn't need one.
That's for sure. You know, I wonder sometimes, Coach, how you coaches in high school can sit on the bench with the bench decorum rule. You're not allowed to get up. I don't know how you can do it.
We can't. Some of us don't. We have to stay there, and unfortunately, we've tried to get the rules committee to change a little bit, and they haven't. We've tried to get them to do some modifications. Some states around our areas have modified it just a little bit, and we hope that maybe in time it'll be modified, at least to give us a chance to get up every once in a while. I think the referees know when we're getting on them. They can call it to you.
I think so. I'll tell you, the fans really responded last year when we made a call on the three-point shot, and they responded in favor of it, and it's been an excitement in high school basketball all year, and the rules change, the game keeps up with the times.
It's going to get better as it goes along.
Pana has advanced to the semifinals, and we're coming up on the next game this afternoon. It's going to be St. Elmo against Forreston. St. Elmo with only 2 losses on the season, and Forreston with 29 and 28 victories. We'll come back tonight. We'll have Lena Winslow against Walther Lutheran. Walther Lutheran rated 3rd and 2nd in polls, and then 1 and 2, depending on whose poll you look at. Pickneyville, number 1, against Watsika, number 2, in our last game this evening. Any picks in any of these?
We've got some great games coming up. I don't want to pick. It make people mad. I'll just wait till it happens and say that's the team I had picked.
Okay, I think we're ready now to go down to listen to the band, directed by Harry Penry. These are the Flora Wolves. Pana has eliminated Beardstown. Coming up next, Forreston 28-2 against St. Elmo 27-2, and we'll be back with that. Now let's pause for these messages.